Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Litsa and today is our podcast number 102. It's the 19th of September 2024 and here we are all together again hanging out. I cannot wait to showcase all of your makes and show you what I've been up to through the week, which is a nice catch up. There are a few things that have been happening and I think tonight is going to be a fun one. So maybe it's a good opportunity to pick up a project that you might be working on and maybe something nice to drink. I've certainly got a nice cup of tea in case I need it because we've got a lot of things to go through. Now, as always, we are going to be starting off with our Tile of the Week Thursday blanket project, and I've got a little photo here to show you of the progress of my blanket, and I've also got some stats on it. So on the very top row you'll see the little panel that I've just added. I thought it might be easier to show you in a photo because it's very hard to hold it up. So as you can see, it's growing very, very big. And I've got it over here sitting on the blanket. There is a bit of a streak of the sun coming in because it is like the sundown time here, sunset time. So you might see the light changing a little bit, which I'm very excited about, which means our days are getting longer. Now, this blanket at the moment, for those of you that don't know, let me give you a little backstory. So our friend Sam over at Manfors Makes was given this book, 100 Crochet Tiles in Happy Mail, over 2 years ago in the July of 2022, and we endeavoured to make as many of the tiles. Now, of course, Sam made them all and she has a playlist on her channel, so please go ahead and, click onto her channel if you've already done so and have a look at all her experiences. But a lot of us joined her as well. It was just an organic cal, it was never meant to be one, but we had so much fun along the way. I jumped on at tile number 25 and managed to make about 70 tiles in total. So I've been putting all those tiles into a blanket. Well, most of the tiles, because they're not all square. There were some hexagons, some circles, some that look like Christmas ornaments, but the majority were square tiles. But of course, they were all different sizes. And as you saw from the photo that I just showed you, they are very unique, all of them. Not one is the same, and the dilemma that I thought I would face was how to put them together. So what I've actually been doing is putting a border around some of them to make them fit in the space that I want to, and I've just been doing panels and I found that's the easiest way to put it together. So at this stage, the length of this blanket is 60 inches or 152.5 centimeters. The width is 44 inches or 112 centimeters. I've used 39 squares already in total. 4 of those squares are so precious and so very special because one came to us from Sam and her partner Mike, our friend Josephine, and one is mine. So they are the family tiles. They're not in the center anymore. I've put them off a little bit because I just feel that they looked a little bit better. And there they are there, those 4 in the center, for those of you that are wondering where they are sitting currently. And I still have 7 more to add here. So these are the ones that I'm going to make a panel from. And as you can see, they are various sizes, but aren't they just so pretty? Now, because of the different sizes, I usually pick the largest. I really like this one. I love them all, actually. Revisiting the tiles has been awesome because you forget how pretty some of them are. Now, this is an odd shape, but I think it's going to work well for the space that I need it. Here's another one with like bobbles or popcorn stitches. How pretty is this one, guys? So as I was saying, what I do, I should say, is take the smallest one and turn it into the largest size. So let's say, for example, this one needs to be the same size as this one. And as you can see, it needs to grow a little bit to get there. So I just crochet around it with my 5mm hook and my Marvel 8-ply or DK weight yarn, which is the same yarn that I used in the blanket, plus another 6 colors, because I had 7 in total, and that's why I think it all marries together very, very nicely. And then what I do is just make a panel and decide which side I'm going to put that panel on, the shortest or the longest side. I think this one might be a longer side because there are 7 tiles to go. And then I'm going to do another measure, and I think that might be it for the blanket. And then of course I'll have to sew in all the ends because, let's be real, I haven't sewn one in since we started joining them. But it is growing very, very nicely. Oh, look at it here, guys. I can't show it all to you at once because it is huge, and that's why I did take the photo. But it is very, very pretty. There's no denying it anymore. At one stage I wasn't sure, but now I'm convinced it's going to be a wonderful memory keeper of that enormous and marvelous journey that we all had together. And you know what, you guys have been awesome cheerleaders along the way, I have to say. But I've got one more project that I want to show you with the tiles, because a lot of you did suggest that with the larger tiles I put together a cushion cover, and I thought that was brilliant. You know how much I love cushions, so I've only pinned this on a cushion. So I've got a cushion here which I need to pin it, like actually make the cover for. But look at the tiles that I chose to put together. I think, does that do it justice? That's a little bit dented there. It's only the cushion. I think that they look very, very pretty together. And see that tiny one in the middle? I thought it would act like a button or a flower. It's actually a tile that I started to make from the book but never finished it. So how wonderful that I can actually incorporate that in one of my makes. So thank you to all of you that made that suggestion. I thought it was actually brilliant, and of course I wanted to make sure that I put it together, because how pretty will it look on the lounge to have this cushion with this blanket. And I am hoping to put together another cushion cover using the hexagons. I've been playing around with those a little bit, but to date I haven't put it together. But if and when I do, of course I'll be bringing it to you. Now, if you recall, our friend Josephine, she also joined in Tile of the Week Thursday and made all the tiles, and she's also putting a blanket together. So let me show you the progress of her blanket and tell you what she tells us about it. Now, these colors here, Josephine had a color pack from Ophelia Talks, and she used all the colors in that pack to create these gorgeous tiles, so they all marry so well together. And she had saved some of the yarn to crochet them together. Now, Josephine tells us she's used all but 2 tiles. How awesome is that? So what's that, 98 tiles? And she will crochet fillers, so filler tiles, for the open spaces between the tiles. See, we can see some there and there. So she's going to crochet some other smaller bits to pop in there to, you know, make sure there's no holes in the blanket. And then she says she must decide on a border, which of course prompted me to think I must decide on a border too. And our friend Liza, you might remember, she also had joined in at one stage, and I will show you the tile that she used to make this gorgeous rug here. So she used this tile number 5, and it was the Victoriana. There it is there. Can you see that, guys? I don't want to show you too much of the pattern. So that tile there, she brought it to life using beautiful colors, and she created this gorgeous rug. Absolutely gorgeous. So thank you so very much, Josephine and Liza, for sharing your Tile of the Week Thursday projects. They are coming along so beautifully. And isn't it nice to know that you know, some of us that joined in are actually putting our tiles to good use. And I do know that Sam has posted out a lot of her tiles all around the world. Our friend Aussie Sandy also received some, and she put them into, I think it was a blanket that she had shared with us. So I wonder how many of you have received some of those tiles and are putting them to good use, or you're just having them in your collection as a memory keeper of, you know, joining in this wonderful cow. Please let us know down in the comments. Now, the next thing, of course, that I want to talk to you about or showcase is all your wonderful makes. And boy, do we have a wonderful collection tonight. I'm going to need my glasses for this because I don't want to miss out anything that I need to read out to you. Now, our friend Bonnie, she has been very, very busy. She has sent us all her entries in her state fair. She's made so many wonderful makes, and some of the crocheted items actually, I should say some of her items, they're not just crochet, so there's crochet and other forms of crafting, including using recyclable materials and wood and other things. You'll see them when I show you everything. And she won quite a few ribbons. So let me pop this down and start showing you all her amazing makes. Get ready to go ooh and ah along the way. So this is Bonnie's Christmas tree. She said she had no pattern, she just made it up. So cute. This is a spin the wheel. This is the spin the wheel throw with Juan. I'm guessing that's Juan, the yarn addict. She used 4 weight yarns and a 5mm hook. Look at all those pretty colors. And then here we have a crocheted rug using scraps, 4 weight, 2 strands held together, and a 6mm hook. And then here we have a beret, and there's the beret, and a ruffle hat using a Karen cake and 5mm hook. Look at this. I love this little monkey wearing this cowl. And it's a Bag O Day pattern. The yarn is Starry Night, and it's a 5mm hook that Bonnie used. And over here, she's got a cat beanie. She just added triangles to a basic beanie, she tells us. And then look at these gorgeous things here. These are some eyeball coasters, like a set of 4. And look at this pretty little dress. So this is a baby dress using scrap yarn, 5mm hook, and I think that is a 2nd place there. Well done. Just to get all these makes into your state fair, I think is amazing. I mean, I've got half a dozen pieces in and I was excited. This is a fibre spider vest using a mandala cake and a 5mm hook. Very pretty colours there. And this one here, she got a 1st place for. And this here, let me hold it back a little bit. There we go, and I'll bring it up close. It's a Bag O Day poncho, mandala yarn, 5mm hook. And as I said, Bonnie got, and you can see it's got a hood on it too, got a 1st place at her state fair. That is so awesome. Now look at the little doll on the right, the smaller doll. That is Bonnie's doll there. And Bonnie won 2 ribbons. One was for 1st place and one was for best of show. How awesome is that? And then I've got a whole heap of wreaths to show you. A St. Patrick's wreath made with different types of crafting materials, a fall and a fall winter wreath. This one is a spring summer wreath, and this one here is a Christmas wreath. I'm yet to make a wreath. I really would like to make one. And then we've got, let me pop those over there. This here is a Christmas door hanging. Bonnie tells us she had no pattern. She just used her own imagination. Sometimes that's what when we come up with the best things, right? And then here we have a paper, some paper flowers made using hearts. So with a heart punch, Bonnie punched out hearts from used Christmas cards. How awesome is that? Awesome recycling project. And here is another one using recycled bottle tops. And this is a trivet. And I believe that's like a heat pad. And it's made out of used bottle tops. That is so super cool. And now this one with the big white, this one here on the left. Yes, that's a wooden iron which holds mail or letters, or it's a card holder. How awesome is that, guys? There it is there. And then here we have a basket made using fabric and buttons. How pretty is that? And look at this guy here. This is a fabric horse. Bonnie tells us no pattern. She just made him up out of her own imagination. And then we have a coaster set, which is material sewn together, so squares sewn together. Very, very pretty. And here we have a 1st place, which is a duct tape checkbook. And she won 1st place in her state fair for that. So that is so amazing. Thank you for sharing all of those. But Bonnie was very kind to share with us how she sets up for her craft fairs when she has them. She has so much on display. This is so awesome. So any of you that have craft fairs, this might give you some ideas on how to set up your own tables and your little area. Look at all this. So much stuff. That is so awesome. So many awesome makes that you have for your, people that come around to buy. And we have this one here. And Lucky La, she has a Christmas tree and she fills it with ornaments and things that are for sale. Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much, Bonnie, for sharing all of that with us. I'm amazed at the amount of things you entered into your state fair. So congratulations, not only for entering so many things, but also for your ribbons. You did very, very well. Congratulations. Now, Aussie Sandy, she sent us 3 little things that she's made, and they're absolutely gorgeous. Now, wait till you see this. This is so pretty. This is called a sitting angel. Look at that. Absolutely love it. And the pattern is by Hooked by Debbie 1, so the number 1. And Aussie Sandy used 10 mil ends, the yarn, which is like a worsted weight. And then we have this gorgeous little bear. Love the colour. He's so adorable. And look at these eyes, they're embroidered on. Now this little bear is the pattern Lop-Eared Bunny, and of course Aussie Sandy changed his ears so that he could be a little bear. And the pattern is by Amigurumi today, and she used her scrap yarn for that one. And then lucky last, she has one of her donut buddies here. Now this is Yoda. I'm sure most of you would recognize him, especially all the Star Wars fans out there. Yes, he's from Star Wars. So this was meant to be an alien donut, but he just turned out to look like her favorite character, Yoda. So this is now the Yoda bunny donut from the Crochet Donut Buddies book, which I'm participating in as well, and so is Sandy with our friend Sally over at Nanny Moon's Crochet. So if you want to see some of our donuts and all of Sally's, please go across and visit her. Now Josephine has been very, very busy because she tells me that her adult children and their friends just love amigurumi, and she's been getting so many requests to make them, and she's made quite a few things. Now look at this guy here. I just love him. He makes me smile. So this is a Christmas pickle, and the pattern is by Dandy B-E-E Makes. Yes, Makes. So there he is from the top all the way down to the bottom, and you can see he fits in the palm of Josephine's hand. And wait till you see Millie the Melon Pig, and I have a little story about her. So this is Millie the Melon Pig. She's a free pattern. And let me tell you, I'm just going to jump to me for one sec, because Josephine, she's already in my crochet to-do list. Oh my goodness, guys, she is so adorable. So I just thought I'd let you know that, yes, we all add things to our crochet to-do list every week, including me, but this one was already there, so I cannot wait to make her. Look how sweet and adorable she is. Absolutely gorgeous. And then we have two little pigs. Here they are here. The pattern is a no-sew pattern, and it's called the Chubby Pig. And the top one is made into a key ring, which is for Josephine's daughter. So cute. And now this little one, this is a key ring as well, or a key chain. And this is for Josephine's daughter's friend. It's the Fat Cat key chain pattern by Yarn Over Natasha. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, I don't know about the other one. He might have been the same person. No. Let me go to this. I remember there was another pattern by Natasha. So look at this guy. This is Peanut the squirrel. He's so cute, right? And look at that giant squirrel Peanut that he's got there. So Peanut the squirrel for Josephine's son-in-law's birthday. And the pattern is by Yarn Over with Natasha. And here he is on the side. So adorable. I'm sure your son-in-law will love him. So thank you so much, Josephine, for sending them all through to us. And then our friend Liza has been very busy as always. She has crocheted this case for her headphones. So pretty. Look at the pattern there, guys. So pretty. And she's also made the mandalas from the Crochet Society box number 50. They are so pretty, so they'll be hanging on her wall. So, excuse me, they're everybody's makes for this week. So thank you so much, everybody, for sharing them with us. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm sure a lot of you have added something, at least one thing, to your crochet to-do list. As we said, I've already got one in there, so my list is very, very long at the moment. So that's that. Okay, now, what have I been working on? Cows-wise, I've fallen back a little bit behind on my donut, so apologies, Sally, I will catch up. But I did manage to make something for Cassandra's cow, the hashtag Amigurumi World Tour 2024, and I still have a couple more to make for that one. So Cassandra has sent 2 of these books out into the world, Whimsical Stitches, and it's by Lauren Espy. I always want to say Epsy. I don't know why. Now, Lauren is following along this cal, and she's watching, you know, what everyone is making. And Cassandra, not only does she have it on her channel every week, and please go and visit Cassandra if you don't already do so, but on her blog, she has a journal, and everyone that's sent in a photo of their make all around the world, she's adding it to the page that it relates to. So, you know, we've made whales and jellyfish and what else? A turtle and some, you know, cakes and things and fruit and veg. It's just so much fun. And I endeavored to make all of the projects So I've fallen behind by 2 now for the international book, because one is going all the way around the USA and one is going internationally around the world and coming to Sydney, Australia. And at the very end, it's going to be me. So I always think, oh, I wonder what I have to make last. I hope it's not something too difficult. Anyway, I made this little cup, so this little mug here. Now, my favourite coffee is soy caramel latte, so that's why I put that colour in there. And I use my Spot Saver 100% acrylic 10-ply yarn or worsted weight, and this is the colour purple and pumpkin. 2 of my favourite colours into the one make, and I use a 4mm hook, which is what the designer suggests that we do. And I'll show you what it was meant to look like. So here it is here, guys, that little mug there. I don't put faces on things like mugs or food. And I'm guessing the donut is a separate project in this, this cowl. So we will be making that when the time comes. Now, I have to tell you, for something this little, it took me way too long to make it. So I think it took me a couple of hours. Reason being, I thought I'd be fancy and I cut out a piece of foam to put down the bottom, and then I overstuffed it and I had to take the top off again, and somehow the side here wouldn't marry. But in the end, I got it done, and that's all that matters. And I am going to add it up there with my cookies. What have I got? Macaroons up there and a piece of cake. So I can tick that one off the list. Now I still have to make the pig. I'm talking about the international book now. So the pig and the octopus. So I need to get onto those before the next project is chosen, because it will be landing in its next destination very, very soon, I'm sure. But thank you so much to Cassandra for inviting all of us to join in. And you know what? I have realized that up to now I thought that it was actually crocheting the amigurumi that was the test for me, but the biggest test is sewing the pieces together. So that is giving me this cowl is giving me an opportunity to actually get better and better at that. And boy, do I need to get better and better at that. So I have to keep practicing, of course. Now, I have finished a couple of things that I want to show you. So let me start over here. Now, if you remember my daughter-in-law, thank you, Caroline, from Caroline for the Love of Crochet. You've put that in my head and I just can't let it go. I can't say daughter-in-law anymore. It just sounds too, like, you know, clinical. It's just not right. It has to be daughter-in-law. Now, my daughter-in-law did ask me to make a few throws for their little granny flat, their home, because it is very, very white. Even the furniture, the rug and everything, so they wanted splashes of colour, and this is where I come in. So she had a little visit up here with me in the yarn room a couple of weeks ago. In actual fact, it was Father's Day, and she did choose some yarn, and we have been working hard to get these done. So I finished this gorgeous, I call it the gold colour, or you can call it pumpkin or mustard, whatever colour you want, this C2C throw for her. It's by no means huge, but I only had 800 grams of this gorgeous velvet yarn to play with. And here it is here, guys. I've even sewn in the ends. So the yarn that I used was this beautiful velvet yarn, and I had purchased this in Millends a couple of years ago, and each bag would have cost me around $6. So I think that's pretty decent for a project like this. And I also used a 7mm hook, which I love to use with my velvet yarn. So that is one of the blankets that I can tick that she's asked me to make. I still have to make a brown one, and I still have to make a charcoal grey one, but we're getting there, guys. That's all that matters. Even though we're coming into the warmer months here in Sydney, Australia, we are in spring after all. These are just for decoration, but of course you can pop them on you and make you like feel quite warm in the winter time as well. So that's one blanket down, and also with this gorgeous yarn here. Now this is my favorite, the blanket yarn in this beautiful, beautiful color, and my 8mm hook, I'm making cushion covers for them. So I have managed to make one out of the two. And again, I've only got 2 bags, so it's 800 grams of Millends, and I managed to make one cushion using the one bag, so I've got one to go. Now, this is a very simple solid granny square with only one chain in between, because they don't like anything with holes in it. And all I did was do a single crochet all the way around to connected. And here it is, it's finished, and the color is absolutely beautiful, I think. How pretty do these look together, right? I think so anyway. So I'll be able to hand these over, and I have started the second cushion, so I'm hoping to have that finished for them within another week or two. They're in no hurry, but it'd be nice to, you know, be able to decorate their home a little bit with all of that. Now, some of you may have already seen our Yarn of the Month episode 5 video. If you haven't, please go and do so. And I'll just show you the yarn that I use in a couple of makes, you know, for those of you that may not have seen it yet. So we were highlighting or showcasing the Sierra yarn, the pattern Sierra yarn. And I give you all the information on that in the video. Now, I do have a shawl that is still blocking, so I'm not showing you that now, but you can absolutely see it in that video. But I did make a little baby dress with it, which I absolutely love. Popped a little button there on the back, very simple. You've seen the yarn is so busy, in a good way busy. And I also made, of course, a divine hat. And these colours, I should have popped it on the little head that I've got, are absolutely gorgeous together. One of the nicest yarns I've worked with to date. So I highly recommend you go and watch that video because it was a lot of fun. Now, the other thing that I'd like to talk to you about is, some of you may have already seen it, and if you haven't, please go and see our review on the crochet hooks from Aldi. Yes, Aldi sells crochet hooks. I only ever thought they sold yarn. I've never ever managed to buy any of their yarn because it just sells like that. Seriously, the minute I hear about it, it's gone. I just need to be quicker, I guess. So I've done a review on the crochet hooks. So if you haven't already done so, go and check that one out. And this is the little guy that I made from it, this little stingray. And I do talk about him in that video as well. He's got a little smiley face and a little tail. Now, here's a no-sew pattern, and he is a lot of fun. Let me tell you, he doesn't take very long at all to make. And I used the Aldi crochet hooks, of course, to make him with it, to make that little stingray, because I had to test them out. Now, a lot of you have already voted, and if you haven't already voted for this box here, guys, the Crochet Society box number 50, is there too much light on that? Please go and vote for the project I need to make. So projects 1, 2, or 3. Go and revisit the video if you need to, because it will, you know, refresh your memory on what projects are, you know, up there for voting. And the voting does close this Sunday, which is the 22nd of September 2024. So that will be wonderful if you could do that, because I really do want to make a project out of that box. It's got such beautiful yarn in it. Now, as you saw, Bonnie showed us all her makes that she entered into her state fair. And guess what, guys? I remembered that I haven't actually put out a video to tell you how, you know, how we went at the Royalister show this year. And that was back in April. I was devastated when I realized that. So I'm going to endeavor to put that video out for you in the school holidays. I just can't believe that we're like 6 months later, and it just didn't cross my mind. You know what? All that work we were doing on the granny flat really did take precedence to everything else, but I will endeavor to get that out to you in case somebody was curious to know how we went. So if I could get Steve to come on, that would be great, but that's like impossible some days. Our times don't ever meet until the end of the day, so we'll see how we go. Now, the other thing that I was going to show you today, but I think that, you know, this video might go for too long, is some acquisitions. I have been, you know, going a little bit, doing, what is it? Shopping therapy, is that what it's called? Retail therapy. So I have done, but I have been buying with purpose as always. So rest assured, I didn't just go and buy anything and everything that I saw, even though sometimes the temptation is real. And the other thing that I want to remind you of, that possibly this Sunday, fingers and toes crossed, if all goes well, I'll bring you another episode for our knitting machine makes. And the lucky last thing I want to show you, it is so pretty. It's coming along, guys. If you remember, my goddaughter is having a little baby girl before the end of the year, and I wanted to make her a blanket with these gorgeous yarns here. So I have had these in my stash for so long, waiting for the perfect project. Now, you know how much I love purple. Well, guess what? She loves it just as much. So obviously she's my goddaughter. And I was thinking either a ripple blanket or a star blanket. And a lot of you were actually loving both ideas. Originally it was just going to be a ripple blanket, but I've landed on star blanket, and I'm going to use, well, I'll show you what I've done. This free pattern on the Premier website, and I love that it's an 11-point star. The number 11 I think is very special, and I just thought it would be great to make it an 11-point star for her. And that pattern just came to me. I wasn't looking for it, I was just going through the website, and here is the start of it. It looks a bit wonky, but it actually sits flat, and it's actually a very simple pattern. Here, how does that look? It's a very, very simple pattern to follow, and I think it's going to be very, very pretty. But I did stop here last night because I only started this last night because I would like some of your advice. As always, I reach out and I get the best answers from you guys. Should I put this color in between the colors all the way, or should I just do this? Put the colors like that, and then, oh, I can't hold them, and then put that one at the end. What do you think, guys? Break it up with this in between? I'm not sure. So do maybe 12 rows of the solid color, and then maybe 4 rows or something like that of the variegated color, and then so on and so forth until I get it to the size that I want, ending with this color. This is why I stopped, and this is why I need your expert advice. So if anyone would like, or everyone would like to please offer their suggestion, you know I'm open to it, and I will definitely be taking it on board because I need to finish this blanket, and that didn't take very long at all. So this blanket, I'm imagining as it gets bigger will take longer, but I think that took about an hour or so, an hour and a half maybe. Like I said, the pattern is very, very easy to follow, and now it's just a repeat of, you know, the last row. So I would really like to finish that sooner than later because I'd like to make a lovey for her as well, and a little dress and maybe some accessory. Also for my other girlfriend that I made the corner to corner blanket last week, and the lovey, I'd like to make a little dress for her as well for the baby because they're both having girls, which is so awesome. So I am thinking about all that. But back to the blanket, please suggest away. I would love to know what your thoughts are. So I think that's pretty much it, guys. One more thing, of course, thank goodness for my clipboard. So I took it off the clipboard, and my marker always keeps me on track. Now, all of you that are joining in are cheerleaders as well, because we've got so many wonderful cheerleaders. Our hashtag Crochet Through the Decades Cal 2024 1960s is the project that will be due at the end of the month. So we still have a couple of weeks to go. So I hope you're powering away on whatever you're making. I cannot wait to see them. We have had a few entries already. So they're sitting in a very special place for me to showcase them to you just after the end of the month. So I cannot wait for that. Let me tell you, it's going to be very, very exciting because I love how people get to what their thought process is, what their inspiration is to get to the project that they make. Always a lot of fun. So I hope you've all been keeping well, guys, and you know you've been busy crocheting. I know that for me that's my zen time. I know I always say it, but it's so true. I always crochet before I start my day, and then generally in my lunch break. In actual fact, the reason why this blanket was finished so quickly, I think in a couple of weeks, is because I probably get in 5 hours a day just in the car, and then I don't pick it up at all after that. So I guess what I'm saying is if we actually allocate some time and not just randomly crochet whenever we can, because generally that's what we do, you know, for me it's almost like meditating that time that I use it at work, and it just resets me to keep going. So that's my suggestion to you. If you have, you know, something that is quite mindless like a corner to corner project, it's a good opportunity to use it as your form of meditation as well. And that's pretty much it, guys. I think I've caught you up on everything crochet. Last Sunday, family, just very quickly, we took Steve's mum out of the nursing home for the day and also invited my mum along, and we had a little birthday celebration for her, 93 years young. How fabulous is that? She had a fabulous time, let me tell you. So that was a fun day out for all of us. You know, just seeing the joy in her face was worth it. And other than that, I'm doing the countdown, guys, to the school holidays. We've got 6 more, as my friend says, work showers to go. So in 6 more working days, I'll be off for 2 weeks, and I cannot wait. It is time. It's been a long term. It's always a very busy term, but I think with the weather too, with the heat and the cold, the confusion of all of that, it's really taken its impact. So I'm very much looking forward to a break, and hopefully I'll get more crochet in then. So like I said earlier on, thank you so much for joining us today. It is a fabulous little community that we have here. Could not be happier that we get to hang out together all the time, and especially this once a week catch up is always the best. So thank you so very, very much, and until I see you all very, very soon, take care everyone. Bye bye for now.